Namaskar. Welcome to everybody to Pranashakti Foundation's Sunday webinar. So today the topic is nothing in such. Today we are gathering to have a Adda session with all of you. I will try to debunk the myths around Ayurveda or give an insight to your Ayurvedic questions. So please feel free to ask anything, to share your experience with Ayurveda. Anything is welcome in today's session. Rather, I would start today's session by sharing very interesting things I have learned in all these years. I am in touch with Ayurveda for almost 8 years. And in these all years, I would like to share my understanding of Ayurveda. So when we discuss about Ayurveda, we all think that Ayurveda is all about herbs or vegetarian food or about doing becoming very religious. But in such, Ayurveda is not that. Ayurveda is a science which help us to understand how the human body runs. It gives us the entire understanding how the human body runs and what we have to do in a very systematic pattern whenever we are encountering any issues with the human body in form of disease. Ayurveda gives us the insight. So now the question can come is when people are adopting allopathy treatment, so is it Ayurvedic? Again, I repeat, Ayurveda is not about herbs, not about minerals. It's not about medicines. It's not about the spirituality, sattvic ahar, and all this thing. Vegetarianism. It's not that. Ayurveda is giving us a manual to understand how the mechanism of this human body runs. Suppose the people who are residing in Greenland, they do not have access to the Indian herbs. So can they follow Ayurveda? Of course. Why? So because wherever the humans are, the mechanism of their body remains the same. So if they are in Greenland or some many years down the lane, if they move to Mars, human body's mechanism is going to remain the same. So the algorithms given in Ayurvedic texts are always going to be applicable. They are always going to be practical. You understand what is causing the problem in the human body, and accordingly, you can go ahead and give a treatment. For example, people ask us that suppose I am encountering BP, ma'am, should I take Sarpagandha? It is very widely popular in the market. Ayurveda is not telling that. Just because you are taking Sarpagandha, it does not ensure that your BP is going to come down. There are a variety of reasons for the BP. If you are having BP for stress and you are given just for the time being an anti-anxiety pill by an allopath doctor, by identifying that your BP is caused because of the stress, he is following the Ayurvedic algorithms. He is simply doing that. In Ayurveda also, we have mineral medicines. They are called rasa medicines. So the clash between the Ayurveda people and the allopathy people is just baseless actually. Both of them probably are not in a standpoint to integrate themselves and then present a better outcome for human health and to take the humanity forward. So any question? Many people have joined. So any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of questions. Thanks, Sharmistha, that you have asked, given the brief of the Ayurveda. And the next question, what is coming immediately from this, that okay, there are various countries where Ayurvedic medicines are not available readily. So how the patient or the people who believes in Ayurveda will start their treatment? Can you just throw some light?
Sir, it's a beautiful question. Ayurveda is not Indian. Ayurveda was the sutras or the algorithms were drafted in India, compiled in India. But Ayurveda is for humans wherever they are, because human body's mechanism, physiology is same wherever they are. Now, if people in Indian books, we find the herbs which are catalogued. So we know ashwagandha, we know about tulasi, we know about haldi and all these things, but they may not be available in very countries like Greenland. There, the nature has gifted the people has gifted the people with local herbs, minerals, many other many and sea creatures. From them also, like corals and all those things, they can be also made into medicine and applied. First, Ayurveda is giving us a manual to understand the mechanism of the body. Based on that, the medicines has to be chosen what is locally available, processed and administered. Now here, this is a very profound question. In India, the problem is that Indian doctors who are getting trained in Indian Ayurvedic sciences, they are only promoting about herbs that are found, that are catalogued and written in the Ayurvedic text. But we are forgetting one important thing. These compilations have happened almost 1,000 years back. After that, there has been climate change, geographical change. So many changes has happened. So the chemicals and the plants and the species have evolved over the time. So their chemical composition has also changed. So whatever written in the text about the herbs may not be available at this moment. So we have to adapt. We have to adapt. And people who are really Ayurvedically trained, I mean to say, who really know how to recognize herbs with the doctrine of signature and all those concepts, they will be, you give them a herb, they will, wherever, where, in which part of the world, they will immediately give you an understanding about the energetics of that herb and will give you a solution. So in that way, an Ayurvedic trained person has to have a very strong observation, a very good knowledge about the local herbs, and also understanding which herb is going to impact which organ system of the body. That is also Ayurveda. That is also Ayurveda. Ayurveda basically is the knowledge of life. So if you have an understanding about the mechanism of this body, wherever you are, if you are trained properly, you will be able to means treat the patients very effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, wonderful explanation. Wonderful. Any further question, or should I go to the next question, whatever we have received so far? Okay, so let me go to the next question. One question is coming from one senior citizen, and that is for the winter month. So how can Ayurveda support and improve my immunity system during the winter months? He is about 70 years old. Can you please address this?
Yes, winter is the time when we should eat well, because body needs more energy to maintain the internal temperature. So what body will do? Body will break down the reserves of the fats and the reserves of reserves of the to generate heat in the body. So, if we are not eating well during the winter months, in deficiency of nutrient, what should I say, stock, they will start depleting or breaking down the tissues. And that's the reason people who don't eat well during the winter month, they become very thinner and weaker. So, winter is the time when we should enjoy good food. I don't mean that you are going to enjoy puri and parathas dipped in deep fried stuff. No, but you are supposed to take good quality and quantity of ghee with every meal of your food. You are supposed to eat all the seasonal veggies, like the tubers, like carrots, radish, the beet. If you do not have any existing disease, because they are packed with the nutrients and they are packed with the vitamins that are necessary during the winter months. This is one thing. Also, during the winter month, we put our senior citizen on certain formulations, classical formulations, like which are called rasayan. This rasayan, something like chabanprash, jam like preparations, we give to the senior citizen, because that help in keeping the agni or the gastric fire very good, so that they can digest well, and that will help the to build up of the tissues in good quality and quantity, and their srotas or the bodily channels are good, as because if the body channels are clean, then the blood will flow, oxygen will flow easily, all the tissues will be highly nourished, and that will help in maintenance of the hemostasis or a balance in the body. So these are few things that we can keep in mind during the winter months, and drink and one should drink warm water, lukewarm water during the winter months, and prevent a direct exposure to the wind. And before bath, they can warm up sesame oil or til tail, uh, and warm up steel tail and give a good massage in their body, and then take warm water bath. So this, all of these things will help them a lot, and they can enjoy good quality milk, meat, soups, especially goat meat soup is highly recommended in Ayurveda, and chicken soups also they can enjoy, but in the afternoon meal, not in the night, not in the early morning. And once in a week, they can eat cake, pastry, whatever they enjoy. Cheat day, we mean to say cheat day, and then this is the time for gathering with the families and everything. And this is one thing we have to keep a check, and one should keep themselves good hydrated. If somebody is taking non-vegetarian food, and if they do not have any major kidney or heart issues, they need to take at least 3 to 4 liters of water when they are taking especially this one non-veg food. And for vegetarian eating people, at least 3 liters of water. If they do not have any pre-existing morbidity, they should take. So these are few of the things that we can do. And rasayan, for rasayan, it is they are jam like preparation where there is used jaggery, ghee, and everything are used. So if somebody is having diabetes, they should not take it. Instead of some other ghee based preparation can be given to them, but one needs to consult with a practitioner, and then they should start taking, not something promoted by television and people start taking chabanprash as jam. No, it's not recommended. Yeah.
Okay, a list of suggestions and guidance. Great. Also, what I see that, okay, winter is the month when the season when too many green vegetables, different vegetables are there, and people also get varieties of menus in their meals. So probably their appetite also can be adjusted accordingly. And the sweets also, there are various sweets which Indians basically they prepare during these winter months. So how you what is your guidance for the consumption of sweets during this winter? Any guideline?
Only formula given in Ayurvedic algorithm is that if you are willing to have sweet, have it in the afternoon, first thing in the meal. I repeat again, if you are planning to eat sweet, have it in the beginning of your meal. Why? The moment you put a rasgulla or a kheer in your mouth has receptors which send the signal to the brain that this person has taken sugary food, and you need to release digestive juice accordingly. If we take it at the end of the meal, then the body do not won't be knowing how much and how much amount of the digestive juice they have to give eject out of the cells to get it digested. So if you are eating sweet, eat it at the beginning of your meal. Only remember this, and try to have good quality milk products, not something made out of adulterated milk or something deep fried. And if at all you are going to weddings and all, and the wedding parties are happening in the evening season, have sweets in the beginning of your meal. This is the formula. Remember, even cake, pastry, if you are wanting to have once in a week, have it at the beginning of your meal. This is very important to remember.
Okay, so this particular formula will also help the diabetic patient, is it?
Diabetic patient, I would say they should not overdo, sir. They should not overdo. If they really want to enjoy once in a while, they should eat sweets in the afternoon only, but and also at the beginning of their meal, not at the end. This is a common formula one should remember. If you are eating heavy stuffs, deep fried stuffs and anything, eat it at the beginning of your meal, because your sensory, the taste bud will immediately send the signal to the brain how much and what type of enzymes they are supposed to release, so that the food will be digested properly and there won't be any further problem like bloating, indigestion post meal. So this is the thing we have to always keep in mind.
Okay, okay. Anybody have got any question, or should I go to the next questions, whatever we have received? Narendra ji or anybody? Okay, so for the time being, I am going to the next question. How can Ayurveda help manage joint stiffness or pain by the cold weather for the senior citizens?
First and foremost, we have to know why the joint stiffness is happening. It can happen due to autoimmune disorder, rheumatoid arthritis, or it can happen also for osteoarthritis, or it can also happen because of the osteoporosis. Lot many reasons are there, and for each of them, the protocol is going to be different. And accordingly, oil massage in all of the cases are not going to give the remedy. So don't go to the market and grab a Ayurvedic oil marketed heavily and start massaging. You have to know what is causing the pain in your joint. And one test you can always know is that is hot, whenever there is stiffness, is cold. You can start with one thing is that at what time the pain is aggravating, and whether hot packs are giving better comfort or cold packs. Based on that, you can let us know in our WhatsApp group, and then we can guide you through. But don't uh, go for OTC Ayurvedic medicines. I would like to highlight one very important thing. It is very wrong understanding that Ayurvedic medicines cannot harm. It is a wrong propaganda. If somebody is telling Ayurvedic medicines cannot harm your system, it is wrong. Why? Because Ayurvedic medicines are also chemicals. Everything is chemical. Our body is nothing but is a cocktail of chemicals. So even Ayurvedic medicine, if it is given wrong, with wrong understanding or wrong logic, it can backfire. So if you have joint stiffness, let us know in our group, in our WhatsApp community, and we have very good Vaidyas with us, and they will respond back. And few of the tests may be required, like vitamin D and what's it, and ASO, RH factor. These are few of the tests. They may be required, thyroid test, by which we can confirm why the pain is happening. So these are some of the things we have to keep in mind before taking the medicines or starting the regimen.
Yeah, great suggestions, guidance. Going to the next question from Mr. Ma'am. The next question is
I think
being asked.
Narendraji, sir, Narendraji is going to ask something.
Okay.
Sorry to disrupt you. Shall I
No,
ask?
sir, we always like to have interactions with you all. We love it, sir.
So this is especially Adda. So I know the value of Adda. So just with that, I just wanted some informally I am asking. It's not formal.
Yes.
So actually, what happened in my case, there will be many persons. Actually, few food take more time to digest. Few food, cooked food, takes less time to digest. So few, like me, there may be many people, they mix all the vegetables, rice, dal, and whatever chutney, mix, just make it a sort of khichdi type, and just take this spoon and so that way that will be good, or shall I take separately? Because the digestion time differs from food to food. So because sometimes so it is some rajma type of thing that takes much time. So if I may mix with aloo or this vegetables, leaf and all, so will it not create problem, or is it okay to mix and eat?
It's a very beautiful question. I will explain why. In Ayurveda, one another important thing has always been Ayurvedic principle. One thing has always been highlighted is that food should be tasty. That is important. Food must taste very good. If the food is not tasty, immediately your juices, which are supposed to get released to digest them, they won't be that optimal. So indigestion is inevitable. If you like khichdi, you can go ahead and have it. If you don't like khichdi, then don't do. So this is one thing you can remember. Now coming to the khichdi. In khichdi, what is happening? The rice, what do you call the carbohydrate content of the rice? When we are boiling rice, we throw the excess water, the manda. We call the rice manda. We throw it, and then we eat. So some portion of the carbohydrate is drained out, and we are taking whole rice. But in khichdi, that is also that starch component is present, and that makes it more nourishing, more gooey, and more sticky. So especially for I mean to say for people who have unbalanced or out of the balance diabetic problem, they should avoid. For them, basmati rice or rice which very less starch content with boiled dal, sabji, that sounds better. But once in a while, of course, they can enjoy khichdi. But the starch content in khichdi is more than separately cooking them.
Oh, thanks.
And
Thank
food should be tasty. Food should be tasty. This is very important. If you are not enjoying your food just because somebody told you that oats is good, Kellogg's cornflakes is very good, and this is good, that is good. Even Ayurvedic doctors are telling, but you are not enjoying your food, then be assured that food is going to act like poison in your system. So whatever you enjoy, keep eating that. Another important Narendra ji has given us a beautiful opportunity to discuss another point. Whatever you grew up eating, or what your mother was eating when she was pregnant with you, you have the genetic tolerance for such food. I will give my example. So when my mother was pregnant with me, my mother never had chicken. My mother never had bread, bakery breads. She never had those things. So after a few years, I was born, and then I started working, and I started enjoying sandwich and all, and salads also very important thing. Please avoid raw salads during the winter months. They are going to create more digestive problem, more gas problem, more blotting problem, and more pain also in the joints. Avoid salads. This is important to remember. Yeah. So what happened after I started working, I suddenly started noticing that I am getting stiff knees. My knees are getting very stiff. I could not understand why it was happening. And then immediately I went ahead and got my blood test done. It was confirmed that I had rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune disorder. I got very surprised. How come I live a very healthy life? How come I have a rheumatoid arthritis? Nobody in my family has that problem. Then I went to my mentor, and then we sat down and we started discussing about the food habit. It was identified that I was taking sandwich, I was taking raw salads, I was taking too much of chicken, and I was also taking and most of the days I was eating vegetarian food, none of which my mother was was having the habit when she was pregnant with me. So I was intolerant to all those foods, and they, as a result, my body tissues were creating attack on those chemicals, and I was getting inflammation in my knees, in my joints. I skipped the meal. I skipped those kind of food from my list, and immediately, and I took the medicine, and within a month or two, my entire RH factor came down. It was initially ASO was initially 800. It came down to normal 126, and then it became normal. So this was my personal experience. Whatever your parents did not eat, especially, sorry, I mean to say mothers did not eat when you were pregnant, your tolerance for such foods is never going to be good. So that's the reason nowadays televisions we are getting, they are promoting oats, they are promoting strawberries, they are promoting avocado, they are promoting cornflakes. These are not at all a part of your diet when you were kid, when all the things were happening, when you were evolving into your being. So please be aware about it. It's very important to know about it. Yeah.
Okay.
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 Yeah, Narendraji, please go ahead.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So this winter season, Sharmistha ma'am, it's basically a season where we see two different fluctuations. One is for the mental health. Okay. So any recommendation that what sort of supplements or what sort of food one should take care so that the depression and the anxiety level of senior citizens and maybe the juniors also are within limit? Any guidance?
In the winter months, we spend the time lot indoors. Exposure of the sunlight is also very less. The sunlight most of the days is cloudy. So all of these factors definitely is going to affect our mental health. It is said whatever is happening outside, it is going to happen inside our internal bodies also. If it is cloudy outside, after some time you will also start feeling gloomy inside. Okay. So this is one principles of Ayurveda. Whatever happening outside, it is definitely going to reflect in the internal system of our body. So during the winter months, I would suggest that have very good quality sleep. Sleep in time, it's very important, because our body are designed to stay for 100 years. And in these 100 years, we can fulfill all the agendas of a human birth: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So everything it has been gifted to you to accomplish everything, whatever you have desired, whatever you want, everything. During the winter months, one thing is to take care of the sleep, and interactions also is very important. Most of us are now living in nuclear families. Our interaction during the winter months also become very negligible. Than the summer months, we don't even see the people around. To try to have interactions with people, and before you sleep, 1 hour before the sleep, try to cut down the television. And these are few of the things. And apart from that, even if people are and blood and depression sets in not suddenly. Depression set in after many months or years. What happens is that the blood flow to the brain may not be proper. It can be due to many reasons, due to tremendous stress, and there are blockages in the blood arteries that are going to the brain. So what happens, so the blood flow to all the tissues in the brain may not be happening properly. So slowly and slowly they start dying off, and then slowly and slowly the depression sets in, and different types of hormones start releasing, neurotransmitters starts releasing. So all of that impact a lot. So I would also recommend, sir, that one should go out. If it is very cold in the early morning, at least in the evening, at least for 1 hour, they can go out and with proper clothing and all, and have a walk, and then come back and then have a very early dinner, and then go to sleep, or listen to some instrumental music. I say instrumental music, some flute, sitar, with some certain ragas, like certain ragas which help people to feel relaxed immediately, that will be very impactful. In fact, many of the doctors, allopathic doctors, they are working on this music therapy. Music has the capacity to bring change in the I mean to say, in the neurotransmitter level. So they are studying and they are finding that our Indian classical music, or even people who like Western music, they can listen, and instrumental music will have a very good impact in the mental health. So all of that will impact. I am not mentioning any medicines, because for that we need to have interactions, direct interactions, because we need to understand what is exactly causing the depression or the anxiety, and based on that we will be recommending the medicines. I think this will take good care. But exercise is very important, at least in the evening time. 1 hour walk with good shoes and warm clothing, that will impact a lot. And have early dinner. 6:30 sun sets in, have early dinner, and go to bed by 10:30. I think that will help. That will help a lot. And keep a watch in your constipation. People who are constipated, they generally have mental health issues. So stool should be passed properly. If you are encountering hard stool, let us know. We will be giving some very easy to do recommendations, and you can do and get relief. But do not allow constipation at any cost. At any cost. It's very important.
So the recommendations are basically sleep, good sleep, sunlight, interactions, and limiting of usage of electronic gadgets, relaxing music, and to be little alert about the constipation.
Walking
Wonderful.
also. Walking.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are coming to a very serious issue point. Okay, it's basically during winter we see the mortality rate goes up. Okay, earlier days we were seeing for seniors, but nowadays in this year as well as the previous year we have seen younger people at the age of 30 to 50 also dying during winter season. It's pathetic to hear, and there are debates going on in India, outside India. It's happening across globe basically. So any suggestion or guideline, what are the basic recommendations? People are trying to correlate them with pandemic and the medicines and the dosages of what happened in the past. But any recommendation, general recommendation, so that people can be healthy and take care of their life?
We are forgetting about a very simple thing. We modern people forget. We think that we can control the pathogens like bacteria, virus, and all these things. We are forgetting that they existed even before we as human beings came into existence. They are damn intelligent. The more things, more viruses, more vaccines, and whatever you discover, after some time they will just mutate themselves genetically and get into another pattern which this current vaccines or the current pattern of medicine cannot be won't be able to affect them. So we should not forget that, and accordingly, we should not panic. What we should do, we should internally increase the immunity. Okay. Now, so as you asked, the young people are now collapsing and dying. For that, we have to I understand about their lifestyle. Many of those people were engaged in very much cardio exercises, gymming. So gymming and all, they put a huge stress on their body, especially the heart. The heart has to work more to pump out the blood, and after some time the cells of the heart, they become fatigued and they stop working, and and as a result heart attack happens and they die off. So there is a reason behind it. And all of these people, if you take care, take a look into their diet, you will see many of them are having 7 to 8 eggs as breakfast, and they are taking too much food, and they already had a history of acidity, they already had a history of other health complicated issues which we were not aware. So just by knowing a little incident, we cannot conclude that the pandemic vaccination has led to their death. It can be many reasons, but one thing is that first, not to panic, because the virus and bacteria are much more smarter than human. Each time they will come in a different form, so every time they have to keep inventing new vaccines, and again after some years those vaccines are going to be obsolete. So we have to increase the internal immunity with the help of rasayan rasa medicines. They are available, they are cheap, and they you need to take them for a shorter duration that will enhance your immunity in such a way, because this rasa medicines are made out of minerals and plant extract which work at the nano level. They have the capacity to get absorbed and work at the enzymatic level. So they have such wonderful capacity. So you can talk to your healthcare practitioner, Ayurvedic healthcare practitioner. They can recommend you the rasa medicines and the rasayanas according to your prakriti and need, and you can take it for 2 months and then give a break, and again you can do for 2 months, give a break, like that. You can keep doing it, and that will always keep your immunity in a top notch condition. That will keep you think. And never overdo exercises. That is very important. Don't overdo the exercises like cardio and all, which put up too much stress on the heart. We should not be engaged. Walking is the best exercise. Engage, keep walking at least 1 hour in a evening time during the winter month. That's enough. And eat very light dinner, very light breakfast, and lunch should be the biggest meal of your day, and enjoy your food. I think that will take very good care of your health. During the winter season, the pathogens, they are residing, the temperature drops outside, so they will be looking for a host whose temperature is warmer than the external temperature, and human body are warmer in comparison to the external environment. So they make they try to get into the human system and live there happily, and they may be living there happily, but it causes distress for the human system, and immediately we have cough and all this thing. So the moment you encounter dry cough, it is a high time, it is giving the indication that the pathogens have lodged into your system. Now they are going to take you as host. So the moment the cough comes, gargle with lukewarm salt water mixed with little pinch of turmeric, and every time you have the dry cough, keep doing that, and you will get relief very soon, because that will throw the pathogens out of the system. If by chance you have developed the cough and cold, for that, but don't take medicines unnecessarily, because why? Indians are already using many medicines in their diet regularly. All the spices, they are nothing but they are medicines. Cumin, coriander, black pepper, haldi, and bay leaf, elaichi, and all of them, cinnamon, they are nothing but they are medicines. So, and medicines we need in small dosages. So every day Indians are taking that. So don't go overboard and start taking karha unnecessarily. If you feel sick, then only go ahead and do. Otherwise, you keep following the normal diet. And anytime you have respiratory distress, don't prolong it, and don't start taking too much of calpol to make your fever go down. The fever is the expression where the pathogens has destroyed your immune cells, WBC, and the WBC has released a chemical that has crossed the blood-brain barrier, and which is increasing the temperature, which we say as fever. So our target should be to give immunity to the system instead of getting panic, or instead of putting the fever down with the help of Calpol. Never do it. So our main target should be to boost up the immunity at that time. So you can take, there are good formulation, Mahasudarshan Vati, and there are many formulation for respiratory disorder, Mahalakshmi Vilas and all this thing. You can talk to us in the group. We will let you know. It's a good Adda, means it's an Adda session. Please feel asked. So nobody is going to judge anybody. So we all have to learn from each other. There are many things I will be learning from you. There are many things you can learn from me. So please feel free and come ahead with your question, insights, anything is welcome.
Ma'am, shall I ask?
Of
Shall I
course,
ask?
sir. Of course, sir.
So, ma'am, actually, what happened in my case, because when I'm asking, it is becoming personal. So, as you told, you can ask anything.
Anything,
so
sir.
it is
Yes.
I think helpful. What happened? No, while taking food, few people have got some this one irritation. Because they are used to some sort of food, some pattern of food, and when it changes, but in my case, whether you give me South Indian food, North Indian food, Bengali food, I don't have any irritation. I actually happily and with relish I take. So that is my plus point, and because what I think is, because it is in my fate for today. So at a stretch for 3 years in Bangalore, I had taken South Indian food. That South Indian is very different from Calcutta food. And after coming here, coming to Delhi, again I am taking North Indian food because that I am detached from this Kharagpur. So with all these changes, my because of mental adjustment or whatever it is, I don't feel any shock. Some people feel some cultural shock or some appetite shock. I don't feel any type of shock. So that is my experience, what I am saying. So you told me you have to adjust. I can take this chapati, even if it is roasted or burnt or with a bit of ghee. I can happily take and without any complaint, not verbally, even internally, I don't complain. So that is I may be exceptional. This may not apply to everybody. I think this is the best way to actually, you have to adjust sail accordingly, according to the wind. So lot of problem. I have so many problems. I have heart problem. I have this asthma problem. I have BP problem. I have sugar problem. Despite that, I am taking medicine. I am taking all sorts of this exercises. I have personalized my own exercises. Despite that, I am very happy. I can do all sort of work, not just lifting, weight lifting. This work of for a 70 years old person, I think when I do some work, I feel like 50 years. I am taking normal food. It's not that some extra food, extra precaution, some additional fruit and all, which I was not taking before. Just because of doctor's advice I'm taking. So now I am taking everything. I can take tea without sugar. I can take tea with sugar. I can take even for 3 months without no oil. Doctor has advised zero oil. It was just a boiled. See, taking boiled thing, people will not imagine that how he is taking. But I was relishing that one. So this is my experience, what I told.
Yes,
So
so fabulous
is it
to
good
know.
or bad?
It's, yeah, if your system, if it is working for your system, you are feeling energetic. So that means it's your system is loving it. So no issues with it.
But readings are sometimes higher. like this. I have told you this 3 strength in RCA, one after another on the same day, and the sugar is under control, but still around 200. But with all these hurdles, I am not experiencing anything like headache, like trembling of feet, like insomnia. Nothing. I sleep for 5 hours, maximum 5 hours. Deep sleep without any, even dog bark. I can't hear. No disturbance. If somebody pushes, then also it is difficult. I will sleep at 10. I will get up at 4, 3:30, 4. So this is a continuous sleep at a stretch, sound sleep. It's just a good day. When I get up in the morning, I feel like it's a new birth for me. So energetic. I generally.
Yeah. It's a, if you're if yeah, that's a mental our mental conditioning. When we are born in Ayurveda, they say that we also come with the mind and the intellect and all these things. So probably that is a thing that is innate to you to adapt. So that is a very unique characteristic of yours, to adapt. So you are adapting it. But if it's not necessary that whatever I am enjoying and eating, they may be very good for my system. I'm not telling particularly for you. If I'm eating something, let's say strawberries, I'm eating, I'm enjoying, I'm eating, and immediately they won't show the results. But after many years, suddenly one day I find that I have a skin rash, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that you have a very unique type of skin rash because because of any intake of certain food, you have developed an allergy. Then I can connect, oh yes, I was taking too much of this one, strawberries every day, like the 10 to 20 strawberries I was eating for years. So body try to maintain the balance, homeostasis till a certain level. After that, the body start creating the problem. So even though you were enjoying the South Indian food, you enjoyed eating it without any problem. It may have not caused any problem because it may be that it suited you, or your body tried to adjust it for a certain period of time, and then it started showing different types of disorders, BP and all these disorders. We don't know. So whatever we are eating, and if we are not immediately seeing the repercussion, that does not mean that it is good for our system. It takes time for the disease to manifest. It does not happen immediately. So that can happen. So that's the reason. So whatever that, of course we will enjoy our life, we will eat the new type of food, but slowly we have to adjust. Like suppose you send me to Greenland, and I come from a fish eating community, and in Greenland they are giving me raw fish. I cannot adapt in one day. Slowly I have to adapt, and then after maybe probably 1 year down the line, I will be able to eat the Greenlandic food. Not immediately. I cannot adapt immediately. That will definitely give me bad repercussions. Yes. I keep on repeating, at least for people who, for all the people after the age of 40, it is very necessary to have rasayans. Rasayans are the formulations which are not medicine. They help the body to rejuvenate, because our body has its own intelligence, but because of so much of stress, so much of environmental changes, the food that we eat are not at par. For example, spinach, palak. Now spinach is very tasty during the winter month, we get it during the winter month, but spinach can cause too much of uric acid problem. Why? Because they are sprinkled with too much of ammonia to grow them very fast, in a short span of time. So they create lot many uric acid problem. So we have to be very careful where our food is coming from and all this thing. But enjoy everything. Have a cheat day once in a week and eat the food what you enjoy in the afternoon, and that will be fabulous, especially for women. Till they are not menopausal, women are not supposed to have a very if their cycles are going good, if they are sleeping on time, eating on time, their body is designed in such a way, even if they are not exercising, they won't be putting on excess weight. That is the design of the body. This is the beauty of the body, because the entire month of a woman, it goes on making the egg and then menstruating and throwing out. So that's also the beauty of our human body. So Rasayan is something I would recommend all of us. I personally take. So you can consult our Vaidyas, and accordingly you can take Rasayan. It will help as it will help your system to rejuvenate and prevent premature aging. That will help a lot. So that's my understanding. Yeah. Any questions, any suggestions, anything that you would like to know?
How many types of rasayans are there, and is rasayan is one therapy, or is a one drug, or it's a different sort of or different type of shortcomings or weaknesses?
Yeah. Swaranji, beautiful question. I'm coming to it. Rasayan means ras iron. Iron means the path, and the rasa is the first thing our body produces when the food is digested. So rasayan are those formulations. There are plenty of rasayans. Okay, there are plenty. Even milk is a rasayan. Any substance which helps in rejuvenation of the body, which helps in proper digestion of the food that we take, and even not only the food, whatever we are taking inside, our thoughts, our water, food, prana, whatever we are taking that. And number 3 is the which helps to keep the srotas or channels of the body clean. All of them are categorized within the category of rasayan. You speak to your consultant, means counselor. They will see your constitution, what is your prakriti, that is a genetic makeup, unique. It never changes. The moment people is conceived in their mother's womb, their genetic constitution is fixed. Our target in life should be always to maintain that genetic constitution. We should not, if somebody, for example, I will take my case. I have been always a very well structured baby. From the birth, I had a well structured built up. So this is my normal constitution. If I suddenly try to lose weight and become too skinny, and then my entire system will break down. Some people from the birth, they are thin and lean. They have to accept it, and they have to build around that structure. We have to accept that. That's something which is predetermined the moment the sperm and the ova fuses in the mother's womb. That is not changeable. Prakriti, constitution. So this is one thing. And based on that constitution and the present condition of the body, the Ayurvedic health condition counselors and the practitioners would be able to find what type of rasayan do you need. Somebody has a weak heart, so they will give them something like Arjuna cooked in milk, and will ask them to take it. That will strengthen the heart organ. Somebody has a very weak bones, so they will be told that take meat broth soup along with other calcium ashtiposhak herbs, which nourishes the building of the bones. And somebody has too much of stress, for them they will be given brahmi along with gold, bhashma, gold in nanoparticles, that will be given to them. And so this is, even chavan prash is a rasayan for somebody rejuvenating their respiratory tract. And people who are very thin and lean, for them, or very sick after their chronic sickness, we will put them on something called Adda Mamsa Rasa. So that is also jam like preparation that is given to them. Somebody frequently falls sick, for them we can give them Haritaki Lahiyam. So all of this can be given. Or somebody who always had a stool problem, always having stool problem, so after proper cleaning up of that large intestine, proper cleanup, then we will give them something called Changeredi Ghitam, a ghee in which a particular type of sag or a herb called Changeri is cooked and given to them. All of them are given to rejuvenate that organ system. And in overall organ system, if you really want to maintain, then every month I would recommend all of you to take 1 gram Hemagarbha potali. You can buy and you can take it with honey and ghee. So after every meal, so that will help you a lot. Gold and Hemagarbha potali has gold nanoparticles, and they have this effect in the heart and in the brain. So, and they help in rejuvenation. Immediately effect won't be seen. You have to continue doing this till you are alive, and that slowly and steadily you will find that your immunity is getting built up. Yes. Moralisha ma'am, I'm coming to your questions. I have seen your questions. I'm coming to you. Yeah. Swarenji, did I answer your question properly?
Yes. Thank you very much. I understood. Actually, somebody has given me the Rasayan, which I could not understood, in fact.
Yes.
But I understood it now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for every system, we will have a different rasayan. But if somebody wants to take rasayan throughout their life, gold is Hemagarbha potali. You take it, no harm, more benefit. It will stop premature aging, stop heart issues, not stop, reverse the heart issues, mental issues you need to take. So, and don't please buy it from any other vendors. Come to us. We will recommend proper manufacturer, because these are nano medicines. They have to be properly made, and they have to be properly made. Otherwise, they will create toxicity in the system. So you can do it. It will improve. I will give an example. So there was a child, after she was born, her father contacted me. She was frequently becoming very ill. Her father, when her mother was pregnant with a child, did all kinds of sanskar, he's a Brahmin, so he did all the sanskar. Even after that, the baby was falling sick every month. She was very thin, very cranky, and very lean and thin. So he approached us, and we just put the baby in this one gold medicine, and the baby is taking every day 1 gold tablet along with ghee and madhu. Every day she is taking. After 1 year, when we were documenting the case, the baby's memory has increased like anything. She is using such kind of words. Whatever she has become Srutidhar. Whatever she is listening, she is immediately remembering. Her father told her body has become very lean, but very strength has come back. She is no longer falling ill, and she is very agile, very happy, and very joyful. So this is the beauty of rasa medicine. So they work at the enzymatic level, but don't buy from any places. Buy it from good vendors, good manufacturers. They will cost you more, but they are worth it. Yeah.
And I think Rasha medicine is also one need to consume it under the guidance of the practitioner. Unlike the herbal medicines, which normal people sometimes they adventurously they buy to the shop, medicine shop, purchase and consume. Probably Rasha medicine needs advices from the practitioner, because some of the medicines, say mercury medicine or other things, probably it can needs to be consumed at a very controlled dosage based on the person. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, you are correct. And another thing is that the Hemagarbha portal is something that can be taken, but of course, we have to identify what is the cause, what is the requirement, and and dosage, of course, we have to teach the people how to take it. And it is not something OTC that you go to the shop and buy. Ayurvedic medicine is not OTC. It is also like allopathic medicine. They can have repercussions in the body because they are also chemicals derived from plants. So they will work in the same pathway your allopathic medicines are going to work. So this we forget, and we go to the shop and they give us a huge medicines in a packet and we bring home and we start, and most of the time they don't work, and then we say, oh, Ayurveda is not working, because those medicines are not customized. They were not targeted or guided properly how they will work. So that's the reason their results we do not see immediately. So we have to be very careful about that. Talk to the practitioner and they would be able to give the better guidance. Yeah, I will take the question of Mona Lisa ma'am. Very nice question. She has asked about the weight management. Okay. First and foremost is that our body is very smart. Our body, first and foremost, we have to be very much aware about our constitution. For me, I was a very well-built baby from the birth. I was not a very thin baby. So I cannot target that I am going to be very lean and thin. So we have to know our prakriti, how you were when you were in the beginning stage. So what is your prakriti? Only a health counselor would be able to define what is your constitution. You can come and approach us. We will get it done for you. And after that, we have to see why we are becoming overweight. It is very simple, because we are consuming more than we are burning. We are consuming more than we are burning, number one. Number two is that because of the stress, our metabolic rate has come down. Number three, maybe there can be thyroid issues. So all of these factors lead to overweight. Also, the timing of food. Dinner and breakfast should be the lightest meal. You should enjoy the lightest meal of the day in dinner and in the breakfast, and your largest meal should be the lunch time. In the and instead of high carbohydrates like wheat and then rice, in the morning you can choose barley, millets, because they have less carbohydrate content and more fiber and many minerals which are necessary for the body to make this one enzymes and all. So they will be helpful. So this shift helps. And walking, I don't recommend any other exercises. Walking 1 hour empty stomach in the morning or in the evening, that will impact a lot. And in the evening after the sunset, it's better before the sunset complete your dinner if possible. In the initial days you will feel hunger throughout, because it's a matter of practice, but I am doing it for almost 8 years. I complete my food before, means just the sunset happens, I complete my food. So for initially it will be difficult, but if you can do it, you will see that you are not putting on weight like before. So that helps a lot. What do you do about the cravings, especially in night? Maximum in the night time, what you can happen, you can initially it will be very difficult. You can drink a cup of low fat milk if you can digest. That will help. Or actually in the night time it's better not to take too much of gaseous food, because they can create many problems, pain and indigestion in the night time. So just a cup of milk, warm milk, you can enjoy and can drink and can go to bed when you are feeling the craving. Initially, if you can adjust it for 1 month, then it will get adjusted. And in the morning, you can have barley soup, millet soup, along with kala chana, which is soaked previous night and then boiled in pressure cooker with little amount of rock sugar, not rock salt, and you can have it handful in the thing. Generally Ayurveda says that it is always better to cook open instead of pressure cooker, but everybody is nowadays very busy. So I'm telling that pressure cook it, make it very tender, the kala chana, and add few amounts of the ground nuts along with it. That will take care of your protein and fiber and good fats. And you take the barley broth. It will keep your stomach filled for a pretty long time. And then have the lunch, big lunch. and then go back and take your dinner. Do not take any dry fruits, any fruits. Fruits basically are nothing but sugar. If you pluck a fruit from the tree, it is full of minerals, it is full of minerals and vitamins and everything. After 3 hours, all of them get deteriorated. It is nothing at that time but fructose, and body will store this fructose into glycogen, and that will again give you the fatty acid fatty liver problem. So better to avoid fruits. Dry fruits, no. Go to millets and barley. That make that your best friend. Take a thyroid test, vitamin D test. Check for also check for your anemia. If there is hemoglobin is okay, RBC is okay or not. Check for vitamin B12. How is vitamin B12? You can take care of it, and that's how you have a borderline cholesterol, raise vital cholesterol. Okay, so cholesterol body for cholesterol, I would suggest go for the walk, and also stress impacts the cholesterol level also, because cholesterol is the precursor for all kinds of steroid hormones in our body. Our body have need the cholesterol, and from the cholesterol all the steroids are made by the body, mineral corticoids, and all types of hormones are utilized by the body for different functions. When the body gets into stress mode, they need to utilize all of them, all of those. So this also impacts a lot into the thing. Yeah. Nothing fancy. Our food should not be fancy. Food should be very simple, easy to cook, fast, and tasty. Food should be tasty. That is very important, because if food is bland and it is boring, then it does not make sense. And avoid raw salads. Raw salads, body have to work really hard. Body have to really work very hard to break down the raw foods. Instead, if you can steam it for some time and then you chop it and make into salad with everything, then it becomes very easily for the body to digest it, to break it down. So raw things are also not good. Sprouts, these are all fancy things which people are promoting, but without any long time study. They are finding the short result, and they are promoting, oh, oats is good, oh, this is good, oh, goji berry is good, oh, quinoa is good. But we should stick to something which we have grew up eating, or our mothers have grew up eating. It is best for us. Yeah, thank you, Mona Lisa ji. I hope I addressed your question. What superfood for fiber can I take in? Give us some example. Khichdi made out of millets, easy to cook. As women are already stressed, don't make your life more miserable. You take little amount of millets and pre-soak the millets, and then in the pressure cooker add moong dal, millets, little amount of vegetables, and you give and you cook them very soft, and then you give a tarka, and it becomes good. Don't make your life unnecessarily stressful. Already we are too much stressed. Yeah. So as a woman, I can understand men. I am not telling that men are not stressed. I admit they are doing fabulous job as husbands, as father, as son, everything they are doing. Even but the woman hormones are in a different pattern altogether, and that makes us very difficult to live with at times. So that's the reason I refer that woman's life is very tough. It is tougher for both of us, both male and female. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so wonderful, Adda. But none of us were having the tea, including Narendraji and myself.
Yes, sir. Because sir, is there any questions? I have kept the entire time. If people have any question, please feel free to ask. Because I don't know when we have the next Adda session next. So I don't know. I mean, doctors will come and attend the session. So feel free.
One question is arising because of the last discussion that okay, after dinner during winter season we find people go for a long walk, even some play badminton. So how do you recommend as a practitioner, as a Ayurvedic practitioner?
After the food, they need to sit for some time. and then they can go for a walk, very gentle walk. What happens is that even if they have eaten a little more, that extra calorie will be burned while they are walking. But generally, if you ask me, I don't prefer, because when the digestion has started, I will sit down and let body take care of it. If in that I start for going for a walk and all this thing, it can cause a problem for the digestion. So this is one thing. And no way, there is no question of playing badminton and all this thing after dinner, because you are preparing your body to shut down and sleep. Why are you going to activate it by getting into something which is in a fight mode? Whenever you are playing something, there is always going to be activation of the sympathetic nervous system. It will put the body into fight and flight mode. It is going to disturb the digestion. So all this thing will shut down and indigestion will happen, and the entire stomach will be bloated. Next day there will be constipation and lot many problems. No way of any activity like strenuous activity like dancing for the parties, or going for badminton championship. No way. They can sit simply, they can listen to music, flute, I mean to say instrumental music of flute or sitar. That helps, that impacts a lot, and that will be very wonderful. That will be very wonderful. If they really want to go, they can go for a walk, very stroll for after 1 hour of taking the food, not immediately. That I took the food immediately, I'm going to burn it down. No, it is going to impact, because when we're taking something inside, the food is going to be mixed. Already a peristaltic movement is happening in the stomach. And if we are walking, the food can push up from our gut into our throat area, and a burning can happen. So that we should not encourage. So that's the reason people immediately after taking food who rushes to office, they have acidity problem. We should not do that.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the wonderful guidance.
I think all I have been able to offer a good Adda session for us today. If anything comes in your mind, please feel free to connect us on the WhatsApp group. Spread the news about us, because how it is going to be different than other groups. In our groups, we are going to give guidance. If people are going for Ayurvedic protocols, we are going to give guidance, so that it makes their life comfortable and healthy. Healthy in the sense, healthy not only in terms of physicality, in physical dimension, but also in mental dimensions, because we conduct sessions on mental health also, and so many things. And we have Vaidyas who are mentors of those groups. Post your questions, post your queries. Anytime you're planning to buy some medicines, discuss with us. We are there to guide you for better purchases, better choices. And for anything more, you can write back to Vikas Kundu sir. He will do his level best to help you all out. So I think that's the end for today's session. Vikas sir, do I have the permission to wrap up? And I'm asking for the permission from all the participants. They gave me time. I'm so obliged to all of you. Sunday is a special time for everybody, but still you came. I'm so grateful and humbled, because you trusted me with this opportunity.
Yeah, I think since nobody has got any question, thank you once again, Sharmistha ma'am. Thank you for coming and spending 1 hour time with us and answering all the queries. Thank you so much.
It was a learning session for me again. And thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And stay happy, stay blessed. We will meet soon. Pranam to all.
Pranam.